Okay, it's dawn. Well, I guess kind of dawn. The sun just came up. It is Tuesday, January 4th, 2022. I want you to see all of it, but this camera is weird. So I was asking what kind of reading I needed to do today, if any. And I saw the zodiac wheel, but instead of seeing it like the wheel, I saw it like a stained glass window. And it turned around, and I saw from the other side of the stained glass window where the light was coming from. And then I saw this ball of light, and that ball of light was making the light go through the stained glass window, which then I noticed this make this strange rainbowy light, which then reflected here. I don't know if you can see it. So I asked if I should do another soul star reading, like, the light that makes you. And the answer was no, but yes. So we're not doing a soul star, like your individual human 9 to 5 self, with your, how do I explain this? It's not your oversoul. It's not your higher self. It's you, but it'll feel as if I'm talking to a future timeline version of you. That's how it's kind of being shown to me. Like you're climbing a ladder, and the hand I'm extending, I guess, or the sound you can hear is much easier to comprehend or reach just a couple of steps higher. So if the messages that come through today don't make sense, it's okay. I don't think they're supposed to. There's a big emphasis on clarity, discernment, and simplification, to not break it apart through fragmentation by zodiac sign, at least for this reading, to not even look at it planetarily as like the Earth star or the Soul star or your, zodiac placement or different chakras and all that. Like, no. It's like a big picture kind of thing. Like, it's almost like I just saw the universe and then a pulse go through it, like a heartbeat, like thump thump. Not the universe, like the galaxy, the Milky Way spiral, and then there was a thump thump that went through it. Okay. Hold on. I hope you're having a good day. I feel like there's a strange sense of the calm after the storm. It's a very like a wet rainforest just after the rain feeling, and the sun just came out. And the sun just came out. It's too bright to see clearly. I'm sorry if you can hear that crazy banging. They installed a new door downstairs that has a window into it, so like they can see who's behind the door so they don't bump into each other. And it's so heavy. Every time it closes, it just bangs. Oh, that's that feeling. I didn't want to say it earlier because I didn't want to just ramble on about it. But it really does feel like that. The whole ladder thing. It's like, when you go to Hawaii or something, there's people standing outside the airplane and they're greeting other people with like those leis, I think they're called, Ley or something like that. And then they give them a kiss on each cheek, and they kind of go into the area. It feels like a lot of different people, a lot of different pathways are all coming together. And while they all did come together, they all went through something, and now they're standing right on the other side of that, like right there. And it's all this white light that people can't really make sense of. Yeah, look, Singer of Connection. Oh, you can't really see it because the light is in the way. Yeah. I keep hearing the word simplified. Please use simplified discernment. Everybody, please use simplified discernment. It's almost like I'm hearing it on a loudspeaker where people are being asked, instead of to remain calm, to use your discernment. Please use your discernment. The fairy guide and unity, something guiding people together into a nexus point and coming out the other side in a more harmonious way, coming from a scatterness into unity. I mean, if we look at this way, and we're coming down from there, or like an angle from this way, or where we came from, all these different points, it will look like maybe that's a sun, right? Or a planet illuminated, or the moon. It could be like a black hole, and we get to the center of it, and we're all of that light going through the black hole, coming out the other side, and going boom in this whole brand spanking new reality where everything's topsy-turvy. And the message is, please use your discernment. Look around, use your discernment, recognize who's with you, who's not with you, who's against you, who's using you, who's lying to you, who's been in your corner all along. Recognize all the different species, the animals, the interconnectedness of everyone, and how truly we are all one, yet we are many. and each is individual, and each is a many within the one. There is no distinguishing between the all. It's the all. One aspect is, regardless of its pathway in the dark or in the light, regardless of its duality in between the light and the dark, regardless if it's a cat, a moose, an antler, on a wall somewhere, if it's the elite or the AI or aeons or archons, or if it's all fake and in the matrix, or if it's NPCs, it all exists in your reality. To you, you are God of that reality. You are the all of that. And in that all, each and every one of those people is a fractal fragmentation echo of all the other versions of the all. There is no separation. The only separation is the uniqueness of who you are expressing yourself as. So when we can see each other as one being, more so than one family, which then we can see each of us is a different part of one big being, we can all come together in a state of unity and peace, instead of having something like the kidneys arguing with the liver. It makes no sense. They're in the same body. We are in the body of this universe. We are on the body of this planet. This planet is a part of the body of this solar system, temporarily. The solar system is a part of this galaxy, temporarily. This galaxy is a part of a freaking whatever else you want to put a word on. It's all in the all. I'm seeing a homeless person sitting on a chair, like on a stair, as a chair. And people are walking past them, and they're just like pretending that person doesn't even exist. But on the loudspeakers in that world, the advertisements, the sound, it's almost like it's being blared. You can do it all on your own. You can manifest it all on. It's like sovereignty gone extremely horrible. It was like the other extreme of complete enslavement and being victimized. The other, bad version of reality. The flip side of it, like where maybe that aspect of you experienced something like that. How is the all supposed to help itself through itself if the itself becomes so separated from its own source that it truly sees others as resource? There has to be a balance maintained, and that's where the aspect of nature comes into play. Nature is not beyond, not above, but connected prior to. Kind of like when you throw a pebble into the water, there is an initial ripple, the initial force, the initial release of chaos, as chaos was released from the thought of the all, where the all came from within the chaos of the infinity loop. Like it goes infinitely. That ripple, if one side is blocked off within itself, how do I explain this without having to go back and forth like this? The pathways must be cleared. Separation must be removed. Integration within the self as a part of the whole must exist. In order for that to exist, the self must exist. The self that you are contains your ego self and all the different versions of you you've created, from the shadow self to the light self, to the impoverished, to the absolutely sovereign, the God self and the amoeba self, the atomic self and the, universal self, and then all the omni selves in between. But at its core, you are the being listening right now. Regardless of what body you're wearing, what planet you're riding, where you are in time and space and reality, you're still you. As are each of the people you see, from those that you deem NPCs to those that you deem resources, to those that you deem as gods and goddesses. They are themselves. Each one is that one, but each one is that all. That all travels through the fabric, the tapestry that's woven by beings more ancient than you can comprehend. They weave that light through that tapestry, and it weaves itself through all the other aspects of vibration, thought, energy, motion, frequency, color, life, death, experience, forgetting, remembering, evolution. But it starts from somewhere, and that somewhere is contained in something, and that something is contained in somewhere, infinitely. And that infinity is also right back over here. And you're a part of that, as is everyone else. And when we intertwine energies that aren't ours with energies that are ours, we weave a portion of the fabric and the tapestry in a way that causes a distortion. The pathways then must be changed and changed and changed. They must be cut and rewoven, which means losses, death, decay, removal, time. But when we give everything that's others back to them, all the threads back to where they belong, all the light back to where it belongs, when we respect all life and each other as sovereign but yet united, truly sovereign as a sovereign one, but united as a many, regardless of light or dark, because even the dark is a part of the light. It's just its own thing, so it can't go into the dark, so it must coexist with the light. Hence the balance, which is the creation you experience. So you can't demonize one thing and praise another. That also causes a distortion, because then things must be made right, and when that happens, you think the dark is winning. But it's actually all in balance. It's all perfect. If you would just be you, your own little point in the pathway of that sun star, moving your light through the systems. And just enjoy the ride. Do what's right. It is so chilly out here today. I have the heat up to 80. And it's cold as F outside. I tried to open the window and my tootsies, my feet were so cold. All that cold air kept pushing all the hot air apart, and the cold air was just blooding through the floor. Oh, that might be a message for somebody. Cold air and hot air and cold feet. I guess somebody needs to just decide something. I don't know what the hell that message was for. We're going to start over. And I see the Phoenix at the bottom of the deck. We're not taking the Phoenix. We're not doing the mysteries. You said Soul Star. Soul Star brings clarity, truth. It brings a light of day, a purer light than anything. So give me clarity. Thank you. 019. Oh, 19. I don't know what that is. 0145. Things are about to go left in a weird way, but in a beautiful way. You're being asked as a species to deal with your baggage with other people. Put the threads back where they came from. So when we do this type of thing, when we do this plot twist, it'll be much easier to see through the bright, blinding, false white light and the actual white light. Okay? Remember, discernment. I'm really curious, where is that deck? Come on, ladies. There you are. If she doesn't pop out, I'm going to be super surprised. Giving is receiving. The energy of the universe is merciful. Can you see that? Miao Zhan, the Princess of Mercy. This came out in a reading a few days ago, too. I don't remember much of the readings, honestly. Most of them, like when I click record, it's pretty much channeled. And then in between, I kind of can get through sometimes as the ego self or the human self. I don't know what to call the human self, because being human means you're functioning through your ego. And when you think you're not functioning through your ego, you're really functioning through your ego, because people have a misconceived notion which is causing a discrepancy in their ability to recognize their own emotional states. So, oh, that's what this is. Oh, the ego is something more than you can even comprehend, okay? More than I can comprehend. The ego is something that just because some old men in the past were saying one thing about it doesn't mean it's actually valid now in the age of Aquarius, okay? We're all being asked to really look at our ego and our heart space. Look at our ego, the tiger, our expression of self, the knowledge we hold, the crowns we wear, to look at what we hold dear, okay, in regards to what we think is so bad about ourselves and our egos. Side note, the mother of all the flows, bottom of the deck again, looks like she's holding a phoenix. Okay, can we make this clear, please? An ego is a mental projection of self that is utilized by the human being expression of self to portray a sense of self within the world. When you are walking this world, whether you are walking or gliding on a handicap chair, whether you are flying, whether you are slithering, when you open your eyes from the time you are born, you are functioning through 100% absolute ego. regardless of how enlightened you think you are, in order to function on the planet Earth, Terra, orbiting the star Sol, you are functioning through ego. To truly be transcended and ascended from the ego means to be truly aware that all is one and one is all. And when that cannot be comprehended, then one cannot show true mercy to any other being, because no other being is seen as a self. They are measured on a scale of resourcefulness and worth. So, to comprehend that the true ego is a gift to humanity that allows them to portray and pretend to be who they actually are safely while they get used to being who they are, then they appreciate the gift of the ego as an apple tree in an orchard, but they are now aware that there are multiple fruits and trees of life than just one, and some even bear multiple types of fruit. Dang. Thank you. Where do I love you? Oh, of course. Of course. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Great. Why wouldn't you? Mary Magdalene, the apostle to the apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. I love this card. Let me see it. Come on, what did I hold over this hand? There. No. Wait. What if I do it this way? Okay, the light is shining. There's something I'm trying to get you to see that she's holding right by your chest. Focus. Oh my God, I'm just going to do what I can to describe this. This is fucking absurd. She's pointing to the egg, okay? But over here, it looks like there's this flower being created out of her hair. And it looks like what I can see as a trumpet tulip. It looks like a trumpet to me, okay? And then down here, it looks like a little goat head on a lotus. It looks like she's carrying a child. She's holding an egg, and the egg has a starburst pattern, but the starburst is different than the one over her chest. Oh. That's a really harsh message to say. Like, I need to not say that. Dang, girl, why are you so feisty? No wonder they call you apostle to the apostles. You put them all in their place with kindness. Okay, so do it now. How are you ever going to create heaven on earth if you can't acknowledge that you yourself have created the hell you live in? Every single version of you that exists created something was born and created something. Did you just see that? What's that? Okay. If you were giving birth to yourself, would you be happy with how you designed your mind and your heart? Have you created anything, even if it's a doodle on a piece of paper? Can you truly say you're merciful to anything when you look away to the suffering of others and then you eat others? Can you truly say you have mercy within you and that you are a full human yet fully divine, as if they are separate? While you sit there relieving yourself of the things you devoured, do you shame yourself for that as well? Or do you deny it? How can you claim to know when something is of the ego or anything within someone else, when you cannot recognize how you yourself withhold mercy to yourself? You create cruelty by segregating the human from the divine. You become your own devil. And then you use the ego of others to call them devils. And you can't even see their light. They stand before you and they emit their light so bright, all you see is your own bouncing back off theirs. And you claim you love others, yet you withhold love from others, which makes you a manipulator of love. So how can you claim to be a bridge between anything if you're better at burning them than building them? To truly claim that we are all one means that seeing and hearing everyone as you, as another version of a greater you, to put your ego aside and accept it as the gift it is, instead of run from it, and to take it with you, and to shape it, and hone it, and evolve it. What you think of others is true of yourself, but at the same time, others make their own choices, don't they? So not everyone is you pushed out, are they? Yet they are all one. How are you going to walk across a bridge with many when you are not at one with the one within the one you are walking within? Fatima, the mother of Imams. Love is my lineage and gratitude my religion. Oh, the bridge between the two. The bridge between the two forces of recognizing true mercy and the divine within, that bridges the two, that bridges the two is the feeling of gratitude and recognition of love as who you are. Look at this. Inanna, Queen of Heaven and Earth. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. Mary Magdalene. Queen Esther, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust in divine timing. Thank you, God. Joan of Arc, the warrior of light. I have steel-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. Dang right, Joni. Do you really claim to be a being of love and light? When you cannot even see within yourself that you withhold love and light towards anyone or anything by consuming it, by throwing garbage at it, by chopping its nature down, by lying, by eating, by destruction. Even when you don't use the force of destruction, when you don't use that ego properly, it becomes a force of destruction, doesn't it? Earth can be hell or it can be heaven. The bridge is in between you and your actions, isn't it? It's what you give out to the world. It's what you do. It's who you are. And if you yourself living on a planet can't behave with others living on a planet, if you're stealing from people, if you're lying about people, if you're watching people suffer and doing nothing about it, if you're allowing people to be silenced, or if you're watching kids get bullied, if you're teaching children the wrong thing, if you're forcing people to eat meat if they don't want to, whatever you're doing, if you're imposing your will on someone else, like especially if you're stealing from people, like, can you really say that you are a being of love and light and that you're grateful for anything when you simply use that gratitude to balance the scales of the horrible things you feel and do? You can't be a fake, pure-hearted person, which means you can't ignore your ego. You have to love your ego. It's not a shameful part of you. Accept yourself fully. You are a child of God. You are God itself in human form. Love your body, love your ego, raise it, evolve it, treat it like a child, raise it like a teenager, raise it with wisdom, bring it to become a good adult. Let it become a part of you that strengthens you. Don't run from yourself. How dare you? And don't judge other people at all. When they steal, call them out. When they lie, call them out. When you see wrongdoing, bring it. Bring the energy of justice into it. Don't stand idly by while you yourself and another being are being hurt. You might not think the same way as someone else. They lived a different life. But rest assured, you both cry. You both bleed. You both freaking have heartbeats. Maybe multiple. You both dream. Maybe some beings don't. We all have families in some way. We're all alive. We're all connected to the same thread, living in the same universe, living in the same solar system, the same galaxies, the same freaking planet, breathing the same air, drinking the same water, walking the same earth, like sitting under the same sun, and we're arguing and fighting with each other or stealing? How dare you? How dare you devalue yourselves so much that you would steal from others, or allow others to be stolen from, or let others go hungry and not even offer them an apple? And you blame egos or people's color or creed or ethnicity or gender or background or histories or potentials. And then you create scenarios and worlds and different realities, when the truth of it is mercy, love, gratitude, and having nothing to hide, accepting yourself for all that you are, being the bridge between the heaven within you and the world outside of you, the heaven and earth. Accepting your ego, the star of your soul, it is in service to you. It is in service to you. Your ego is in service to you. Stop letting it control you. And stop assuming other people can't control their egos as badly as you can, okay? It's embarrassing to see. I personally had a good chuckle when someone commented on a purple robe I was wearing, and they said that I was behaving, or that it made me look like I was a royal king or pretending to be a royal king. This is my fucking bath towel, you dipshit. Like, do you really think I'm as egotistical as you? That I would even have any article of clothing for a fucking ritual? Bitch, I barely light an incense stick or some sage. Like, I have so much source energy flowing through here, I can't even begin to ponder how an entity or a dark energy would survive a second without collapsing into an energy of gratitude, love, kindness, and feeling safe at home. I don't fight the dark. There's no reason to fight God. No matter how many battles we wage against each other, there will always be a battle to wage. It's time we put all the differences aside and choose fucking global consciousness unity all at once. Like a massive freaking message going on a loudspeaker going across everyone in the world. Everybody, family, now. If you have a problem or resistance to it, that's your problem and resistance. Fix it, deal with it, move forward. It is far beyond the time of pretending to be petty little children as a human species, that we're stealing or arguing with each other, or that we have to put anyone like this channel in a place to where other messengers of God are being called out for the shady shit they're doing. And they refuse to listen to their own guides tell them because they keep thinking they're being attacked by demons. But you guys are being bitched at by your guides and God, and you're being scolded for doing horrible things to other expressions of God. So you come here and then you behave in that way again, and then the message comes through this channel effortlessly because this channel does not resist anything. It's peace and love itself. And some of you see that. Others of you see nothing because all you can see is your own delusions. It's time you guys start recognizing exactly how petty some of you have been. And those others of you with pure hearts and open hearts, good job, keep going, do more. And those of you who are waiting and being silent witnesses, one day you will look back on yourselves and be ashamed of how silent you remained. It does not mean pick up a sign and go protest. It means immediately meditate, breathe, eat something healthy, choose a better path, return what you stole, apologize, forgive yourself, make peace, and become a better person instantly. Because those mental games you're playing with yourself to keep yourself petty are seen by God and the true oracles of God. We see you. No thread gets woven within the tapestry without the fates knowing. And if you think you've done anything against a true child of light, just you wait. Just you wait till those chords are rearranged and brought back into harmony. Let's see what you really would have gained on your journey as a soul without the energy you stole from others. Let that be a lesson to all humanity. At the end of all roads, when you are facing the judgment of your own self, when you look at yourself, can you really, really be proud of everything you stole? Can you? Can you really be proud of all the animals that died so you could eat dinner and then shit it out? Can you really be proud of all the billions of dollars you stored up and all the horrible things you did to animals and humanity with science experiments and genetic experiments, and then all the artificial bullshit? At the end of life, when you're the only one judging you, because no one's going to judge you, because everyone's like, whatever, you wanted to experience it. But you're going to be like, oh, wow. And here you are being given a message ahead of that time. Are you sure you want to go this way, where you're stealing from other people? You're being unmerciful. You're being ungrateful. You're being unloving towards yourself and other. You're waiting for heaven to be created for you instead of creating yourself. You are not authentic. You are not sharing your true self. And when you do, it's fake customer service talk, isn't it? And then when you hear truth being spoken to you, you think it's being spoken out of the ego because you're too afraid to admit that what you're hearing here and now is the fucking truth you tell yourself that you refuse to acknowledge and do anything about. Because it's easier for you to pretend to be a human being instead of realizing the human being is actually God in form. Because that would mean you'd actually have to, be a better person on a minute-to-minute basis. Not just in 5 minutes, but like right now. Can you do something kind for someone other than yourself? Can you forgive yourself for not being kind for so long? Can you forgive yourself for thinking that your ego was your enemy or that your shadow side was something that you needed to clean off? Can you forgive yourself for being so egotistical that you thought stealing from other people would make you a better version of you? Can you thank God, Source, the mother of all creation, for putting all these people in your life to play these roles to get you to realize that you are God in form right here and right now? And that every action you take creates heaven or hell, and it's your choice. Every wrong will be made right. Every tree that was cut down will be restored. Every life that was taken early and beyond its time will be brought back. Every horrible wolf in sheep's clothing will be revealed. You know this. At the end of the play, everybody takes off the costume and bows, don't they? Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. At the end of that play, when everybody takes off their mask and looks at you and says, "So, do you love yourself better now?" Can you really look at them and smile and say, "I love you and I forgive you and I thank you. And I'm sorry for thinking you did me wrong. You helped me." Can you do that now? So that when you're there, you can immediately run into the embrace of all your soul tribes. See everyone as family. Hug the Aeon and the Archon. Hug God and the devil. Hug them all. Love everything unconditionally. Can you do that? If you can't, don't say love and light. If that love is not unconditional, you're not allowed to weave with it, are you? It's basically you're given a crayon that says love on it. It's not real love. Because real love is unconditional love. It's mercy. It's gratitude. It's family. It's home. It's hearth. It's having every friggin' finger movement be something you would also do in heaven. Because you're already there. You're already God in form. Look. Amaterasu, the goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enlightenment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. Your body is made for fucking enlightenment. Oh my God. You are the bridge between heaven and earth, your physical body, your actions. You are the egg and the eggshell. You're what's in the egg and the thing that laid the egg and what's going to come out of the egg and what's going to be outside of that egg, like living and laying more eggs. You are fully human and fully divine. There is no difference. Everyone else is too. If you think they're NPCs, you just can't see their light because it's too bright. All you see is your light reflected off their auric field. But they're still people. Those animals are still alive. Those beings you think are just robots, they actually have a consciousness in them. They couldn't incarnate in form. They had to make an artificial body to inhabit. Their density was too low. Everyone is alive. Can you really see who you're looking at? Or are you just looking at their shell with your light reflected on it? You want to fly off to Mars? Guess what, baby Ellie? Do you really think Mars is going to let you stay on it? And if it does, how long do you think it's going to let you feel safe there before it shakes you off like a flea? If you want to go there, you're going to need to be a better person to actually succeed there. Because life isn't going to be allowed to perpetuate as a poison. Theft is no longer allowed. Gaslighting is no longer allowed. Passive-aggressive behavior is no longer allowed. Treating each other anything less than family is no longer allowed. Choose your place. A better world that starts right now. Or continue with your same bullshit. The choice is yours. I love you guys. It's 9:26, 20 degrees outside, but it got warmer. Tuesday, January 4th, 2020. And I feel like I just started this video again. Oh my God, it's been 52 minutes. No, I was here a few times. Rude. Oh my God. Oh, I'm getting better at this.